Hey guys, Kio Silvera here. So, I just wanted to make this video. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while, and I didn't know if I was ready to do it, and I feel I am now. I've attempted to make this video before, and I've never finished it, and so I'm going to do it now. So this is a personal subject, like, it's very personal, and it means a lot to me. Some people go through a hard time in their life, and a lot of times it's difficult to get through, and it's almost something that they feel they should be ashamed of, and I'm just wanting to tell you guys this so you guys don't feel ashamed, so you understand that there is someone else out there that's going through this stuff. When I was a little kid, I was abused in more ways than one. From the time I was 3 to the time I was 9, I was sexually abused. And from the very first time to the last, I was told that I couldn't talk about it, that I had to keep everything I was feeling bottled up inside me, and I had to be ashamed of it. And I was also told I was just as guilty as my abuser. And I was told I was never to talk about it. I couldn't talk about it to anyone outside the family or anything. I was put into therapy, and I was forced to relive everything over and over and over again. And it sucked. I mean, it was hard to cope with it. It took a lot of time to finally get through it, to grow stronger from it. And for a while, I didn't think I ever would get stronger. I didn't think I would ever be happy again with everything that was going on. I was hurt. And the fact that my family thought it was my fault hurt more. And for years and years and years, I was told it was my fault. I had therapists telling me it wasn't, but my parents and my grandparents, they were all saying, "You're just as guilty." And they see it as I was just as guilty because, you know, little kids, especially little girls, they don't understand girls. We see guys taking their shirts off, and at a young age we don't understand why we're not allowed to, and we try to do it as well. And our parents tell us, you know, we shouldn't be doing that. We are ladies and we need to keep ourselves covered. But little girls are little girls, and they lift their shirts up, they expose their chest and everything. Another thing I was told why it was my fault is I'd be wearing a skirt and I wouldn't sit ladylike. I always had my legs spread out, exposing my underwear and stuff. And again, that's a little kid thing. Every little girl does it. And we don't understand that it's wrong. And that was one of the reasons why I was told it was my fault. Another reason is I never screamed for help. See, the person that did it was someone I trusted. And when it's someone you trust, you don't understand that it's wrong. I mean, I learned pretty quick what was going on was wrong, but it took a lot to even just tell anyone, because they were someone I trusted, someone I cared about, and I didn't want to see them get in trouble. And so I held everything in until I was caught, which was quite often. After every single time, we were caught, which just tells you the person that did it wasn't very sneaky. And you would think if my parents were catching them every single time, why they kept them around. I don't think they wanted to, but they had no other choice. It wasn't someone they could, I don't know. I don't know to this day why they left them around. I do know once I was 9, that was it. I think it was because my family was trying to ignore it. They didn't know how to handle it. But I just want anyone out there that's ever been abused sexually or been raped or whatever, it's not your fault. You didn't do nothing wrong. They did. And anyone that tells you it's your fault is stupid. To this day, my grandparents tell me it's my fault. To this day, they say I'm just as guilty as the attacker. In their eyes, I'm to blame. I know I'm not. It took a long time for me to accept that it wasn't my fault. But they will never accept it. In their eyes, it is and will always be my fault. Now, I said earlier that I was abused in more ways than one as a child. Another way was I was abused emotionally. To this day, I still am. My grandfather is a very abusive man. Emotionally. He puts you down. He shuts you out. He says very cruel and mean and nasty things. He's an alcoholic. That's his excuse. That's what everyone else says. He's only saying it because he's drunk. He wouldn't say that if he was sober. He was never sober. At a very young age, I was taught I was fat. I was 3 and my grandparents were telling me I was fat, I needed to go on a diet, I needed to lose weight. I got older and still was told I was fat, started being told I was stupid, I wouldn't amount to anything. My freshman year of high school, my grandfather and my mother got into a pretty big argument. My mom walked out. I decided to stand up for my mom. Because why wouldn't I? She was right. Well, I really didn't put too much of my thoughts in. I just kind of started saying, you're not listening to her, you're just, and before I could even get a couple words out, he just turned around, looked at me and said, you shut your fucking mouth. 'Cause you're one of the fucking reasons she can't lose weight, 'cause you're nothing but a fucking burden to her. I became a burden. To him, I became fat, I became stupid, became worthless, and I became a burden. I think that was the day I lost all respect for him. For years he had shut me out. He never wanted me around. He always found ways to keep me inside. He would be out working on cars with my brother, and I'd be inside. And he told me my place was inside doing chores. That was a woman's place, and I needed to learn my place. I never learned my place. Because I didn't understand why a woman had to be inside cleaning when a man is outside working. I wanted to be out there, but he didn't want me out there. And for years, I tried getting his attention. For years, I asked him if I could help him work on cars or help build things. And he said no. A woman's place is inside doing chores. A man's place is outside doing the work. The day he called me a burden was the day I stopped working so hard trying to get his attention. When I was 18 was when he finally decided he wanted to care about me. My grandmother said, we're trying to make up for the lost years we had with you. Because they finally acknowledged they lost a lot of years with me. And I looked at her and said, well, you're 18 years too late. And that's true. By then, there was no going back. I was done. I was tired with trying to fight for someone to love me. If my own grandparents couldn't love me, who was? To them, I was a burden. To them, I was useless. To them, I was fat. To them, I was stupid. And I didn't want to be that to them. And I tried so hard to get their approval on so many things. And I never got any. I was in chorus, and they never came to a chorus concert, yet they showed up to all my brother's sporting events. Even when I was in baseball or anything, they never came to my events. My grandfather showed up drunk to my graduation party. A lot of the things he's done and said to me, I will never forgive him for. And he doesn't know how much I hate him for it. How much I resent him for half the shit he's put me through. And I can't tell him. Because I'm a bit scared of him. And I do, as much as I don't want to, I know I love my grandfather, but I hate him for half the shit he's put me through. And I hate how he treats me, how I'm nothing to him unless he needs something. The only time I'm important to him is when my brother's done something to piss him off. I'm not only gonna be around when you need something. Either I'm your granddaughter all the time, or I'm nothing to you. It's your call. It's the way I see it. And to any of you out there that feel the way I do, whether it's towards a parent or a grandparent, or a brother or sister or whatever, it hurts when there comes a time when you stop caring on whether or not the other person cares. But it becomes a blessing, because now you don't have to work for it. You don't have to put up with their words. You don't have to put up with the scars they are cutting across your heart, with every negative thing they say to you. There's more that my grandparents have said to me. Countless things. But I can't. Any of you guys that are being abused, seek help. You really should. You are all wonderful and amazing people, and you don't deserve to go through what you're going through. You deserve so much better. Trust me. And you can make it out on the other end. Don't feel worthless. Don't feel like it's your fault, like you deserve everything that you're going through, because you don't. You deserve so much more than that. You deserve to be happy. And I know it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort to get through the abuse that you go through. But you can do it. I was abused sexually and emotionally for many years of my life. I made it. And I'm still growing stronger with each passing day. You can make it too. I know you can. If you need help, reach out. Talk to friends. Talk to teachers. Talk to anyone you trust. They will be there for you. Whether it's just a shoulder to cry on, or to help you find a safe place. You can make it through. I know what it's like to feel alone, to feel like no one else understands. Please know there are other people that are going through what you're going through. They understand. If any of you ever need to talk, I'm here. I'm willing to listen. So yeah, that's my story. What's yours?